they need to stay with us, to have time with us. The person that you don't stay with, you cannot know his or her behavior.
Trusting God for you. So
Anger with Mercy show, where we have real conversations about kids, teenagers, young adults, and real family. Mercy Roland, your host. Today we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about raising emotional, intelligent children. You wonder why we have to come on the show to talk about this topic today? Because the topic is very, very, very important. And I'll tell you why. A lot of our children these days, even the kids, now spend more hours on their phones. They are able to interact with people online comfortably from their comfort zone. But how do we teach them empathy? How are they able to relate with people outside, online, offline? How do they empathize? How are they able to manage their emotions? How are they able to control their anger? How are they able to work under pressure? If we don't pay attention to our younger ones these days, we realize that we are only raising children who are digitally smart and who cannot manage their emotions. And that's why on the show today, I've brought to you Mrs. Aberewo. She is someone who is so passionate about young generations. She has worked in the NGO sector for years, and she has close relations with the teenagers, the children, and even young adults. She has an NGO, John Lucy Initiatives, who caters for younger generations. And from her well of knowledge, she's here today to talk to us about why it is important for parents to understand emotional intelligence. Because, of course, you can't give what you don't have. You will not be able to educate what you don't know. So she's going to talk to us today about emotional intelligence and what we should look out for. The topic today is going to benefit our parents, caregivers, and everyone who is raising younger generations. And even you as a parent, of course, you will learn one or two things. Welcome on the show today, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you for coming.
All right, thank you very much for this wonderful time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so talking about the emotional intelligence, it's no longer again saying that this is a very important topic that needs to be expressed or that needs to be hammered on, especially in this generation that we have. Knowing emotion, not just being self-centered, or not just being so particular about yourself, but that's because now, like what we said, family is the smallest unit in the society. You'll be able to function well in the family and even the core area, which is the society itself. How are you able to process other people's emotions that you find outside your father, your mother, your sibling, your nuclear home? So that is why it becomes very pertinent and very pivotal for every children, for us to start or to begin to sell. So it's a very important message that needs to be said.
Fantastic. Ma, I want to ask, even for parents, do you think it is important for parents to actually reflect on their knowledge or their ability on emotional intelligence? Do we need to assess our...
There's a usual saying that you cannot give out what you don't have. So it is only a parent, a caregiver, or a relative who has child in his or her custody that he or she needs to understand what emotional intelligence is. You need to be deeply synced in it because before every child, they are dependent.
Exactly.
They watch the way you interact with other people.
Exactly.
So once they see that it is an issue for you to be able to have that emotional balancing, there's nothing they want to accept from you. There's nothing they want you to put into them that they will be able to grab. So that's why every individual, whether you have a child, whether you don't have a child, whether you have them in your custody, you have to be equipped emotionally. And to be able to process. Remember, there are two keywords: recognizing and also understanding. You'll be able to recognize and also understand your emotion. By so doing, it makes it easier for you to pass the knowledge.
Pass it across.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, it's calm.
Oh yeah, nice. Thank you. Yes. So talking about that, you find yourself, like what we said, we are not all the same. We are not like minds. Our backgrounds differ from each other.
Exactly.
Yes. So you already know that you are already at peak of your emotional intelligence. Which moment for you to bust it or to apply it. So for instance, an individual walked up to you and the person just say, oh, I heard that you went to, maybe the person just fabricates so many lies about you. So you keep wondering, and this is a distinct you that you're so very neutral.
Yeah, you're so far from
the story. So now, instead of you to ordinarily, being that it is full of fallacy, you're supposed to flare up, talk, and no, at the point of you defending yourself.
Yes.
Ordinarily, that should be your fact response.
Okay.
But in an instant, for someone who is emotionally equipped, you sit and listen. Allow the person to finish whatever story.
Do you hear that? You sit and listen.
Exactly. You don't need to give a spontaneous response. When you sit and listen, you allow the person to finish.
Okay.
Then by so doing, you're already preparing your mind, you're already preparing your heart to the question you want to ask the person that come to approach you with all of these fallacies. Then the next thing you ask is, okay, are you done? Okay, you're done. All right, so you and I, we've been communicating. Ever since you and I, we've been having so many things that brought us together. Do you think I can actually display this kind of attitude? So when you ask that who you are, again. Wow. Do you understand?
Yes.
So possibly the person must have forgotten your kind of identity.
Exactly.
But by so doing, you've refreshed the person's mindset about you.
Exactly.
So that's in so many ways emotional intelligence can play out, and that's just a scenario about workplace. Talk about family, peers. Such things would happen. It is not everything. It is not every time you flare up or you're triggered or a kind of friction happens between you. An emotional intelligent person will avoid frictions at all costs.
At all costs. All right. Wow.
Thank you so much.
I am really, really learning. We'll go on a break and we'll be back shortly. Okay. Still anger with mercy. Yeah, how can we be emotionally ability to control our emotions in such a way that everywhere we find ourselves, we maintain that standard?
All right, thank you so much, Madam Mercy. All right, so talking about, are we born with emotional intelligence or is it something we learn from? All right, so I've never, in all of the period of years of experience or years of interacting with people or years of researching about emotional intelligence. I've never come across where they said a child was born with emotional intelligence. Yeah. So meaning that it is not inborn.
Okay.
It is not inborn.
Okay.
It is something a child grew with. It is something a child is exposed to. If a child is exposed to a very toxic environment, please expect the child to remain toxic. It is only a divine intervention that will change such child. And whatever anyone that comes in contact with such person would always be a beneficiary of whatever a child is born with. So indirectly, we are saying that it is emotional intelligence is what is being taught to a child, or what a child is exposed to. It is more behavioral.
It is more behavioral.
Yes, than what it is. It's more behavioral than what it is inborn or naturally built to.
When they watch us, the way we handle situations, they can actually learn from us.
Yes, and also to buttress more, it is but what they learn, it is not spiritual in nature. It is out of spiritual.
Okay.
Yes, even though some might want to apply it, but the basic thing is, what are you portraying out to your child, or what are you portraying out to the children around you? What are you exposing them to? Have the right people to control them. They have the right people to correct them when they are wrong, and not admitting or taking our sides even when a child has done wrong. By so doing, you are indirectly telling the child how to be more emotionally balanced. You can make decisions on yourself even while you are not at home.
Exactly, because the child have seen you make a decision.
Exactly, and being articulate at it. So it will be easy for such a to replicate what he has learned from you.
Exactly.
So if you make a child to be very arrogant, and you just keep watch and say, oh, you're romancing the child, oh, because it's my child, because it's my sister's son that lives with me, so I don't need to know. A child that is not corrected today will be a nuisance. We usually say your daughter or your family might not be in contact with such child, but you could have a neighbor that will be in contact with such child. It could be your cousin that will be in contact with such child. It could be your friend that will be in contact with such child. It could be your extended family. So why not let's train every child the same way, and so that everyone can be emotionally balanced.
And that's why Anger with Mercy show is for both the boy child, the girl child, all parents, caregivers, just to ensure that we support the growth of these younger ones to better their lives, so we can bring the best version of themselves. All right, please, I'd like to also know, what are the signs?
Please have it at the back of your mind that you should build confidence in your child, so that they can also have such confidence in you. When your child does not believe in you, you'll be so far from relating with you as a parent. So a child will already have confidence, or I can tell my parents anything without nagging. I can express myself to my parent. So when such child is already faced with such attitude, you already knows that, oh, my child no longer trust me. My child no longer have confidence. He no longer tell me what happens in school. By so doing, it's already an issue. It's already, a parent has to be very sensitive to a child's need, to a child's character, and being able to address it immediately. So that with by so doing, both parent, teachers, caregivers, reigns together. Everybody is just on their phone doing one or two things. So letting these young ones understand that this is a no. Yes, we know that technology has so many benefits.